friends. Welcome back. Happy Monday evening to you. I hope you're well. I hope you're having a fantastic day so far. And I hope the weather is better by you than it is here by me. It is hotter than Hades here today. It is awful. It is so humid. I'm hoping that it rains overnight to kind of cool things down, but I just don't see that happening. But either way, welcome back to our Norfolk project. We got some of it done yesterday, but we spent the majority of our episode yesterday talking about my haul. So if you guys didn't catch that, make sure you watch yesterday's replay so you guys can see what all of this is all about. I have yet to put it away, so it's still here taunting me. I have to get it put away. Otherwise, it's going to keep distracting me. But we are back with Norfolk Quilt. This is going to be block number 6. Now, if I remember correctly, I think there's only 8 blocks that go for this. So we might be pretty close to putting this thing together, which is really exciting. This particular block is just a bunch of flying geese. So it's going to go together pretty quickly. We've already done half of the flying geese. We just need to do the other side and then sew them all up together. So it should go together. Yes, Joyce, it is an amazing haul. And like I said, you're going to have to watch that replay to find out exactly what everything is there. Where was I? I got distracted. It's been that kind of a day for me. Like, I am so squirrel today. It's just crazy. My brain is just fried. I think it's just because I've got a lot going on here at home. I've just got a bunch of stuff going on the next couple of weeks, and things are just a little bit wonky for me. So, trying to keep my bearings. Thank you to all of you who joined us yesterday over on Katie's channel for our Peace of Mind Mending Pieces. I always really enjoy that particular series because it really gives everyone kind of an open platform to talk about things. So, we won't get into details here. But I really enjoy that conversation. And so if that's something that's of interest to you, make sure you check that out over on Katie's channel. We'll be back again in August. So I'm really excited about that. So we are going to be working on flying geese. Like I said, we've got about half of them done already. We've got one side of them done already. We have to finish the other side and then sew them all together. So it should go together pretty quick. I'm not even sure that we're going to have enough work to keep us busy for our next 2 hours, but we'll have to wait and see. I am partaking in a nice, cool, refreshing adult beverage of choice. It is a hard limeade, for those of you who are interested. I am partaking because it is hotter than Hades. And we decided to cook dinner tonight, and of course, the dinner that we decided to cook, you had to light the oven for. So it was a little warm in our home. So I have the fan going right now. Things should start to cool down here in the house shortly. I did get my electric bill for last month, and now I am not a happy camper. So it is what it is. We will work through it. So let me hop into chat really quick, say hello to everybody there who's joining us. We've got a small group joining us this evening, and that's okay. So let me hop in there, say hello to everybody there, and then we're going to get started on this. We've got some ironing left to do before we can get back to it. I've ironed some of them. I'm about probably 2/3 of the way through with ironing. The first person in chat today was Teresa Lynch. She was there a whole half hour early, so thank you, Teresa, so much for joining us this evening. Sandra Kay was also there. Sandra's working on some hand sewing, so that's really great. Thanks so much for being here. Susan is also here. Hi, Susan. It's so great to see you. Thanks so much for being here as well. Joyce, hello. How are you? I hope you are well. I hope you're having a fantastic evening. Thanks for being here. Scrolling through. Sean, good evening. How are you, bud? I hope you're doing well. Hope you've had a fantastic day. Thanks so much for being here this evening. Patty, hello. I am so happy you're here. Hello, Patty. It's so great to see you. Welcome back. Let's see if I'm missing anybody. So, Jess, good evening. Oh, I almost said good morning. See, that's where I'm at today. Good evening to you. I hope you're well. I hope you're having a fantastic day. Thanks so much for being here. Just checking to see who else. Yes, Joyce, it is an amazing haul. Susan says it's hot here too, just low humidity. Oh gosh, I wish for low humidity. It has been just stifling hot outside. And of course, you guys know I'm asthma, so with the humidity, it makes it a little bit harder to breathe sometimes. So it's just been awful. Like, I was thinking about it earlier today, and I'm just like, I don't normally rush through summer. I normally enjoy summer, but I am ready for winter. Like, I am ready for this heat to go away. Like, it started too early and it's not letting up. And I'm over it now. Like, I didn't get to really enjoy my summer at all because it's been so hot. Normally, Mr. Wizard and I get to have some bonfires in the spring and the fall out on the back patio, and we haven't even gone out there at all because it's just so hot. And then to try and even go out there with a fire is just it's just god awful. So I'm ready for winter. I don't know about y'all, but I'm ready for winter. Of course, I say that it'll probably be freezing cold, and then I'll be ready for summer again. So who knows? I'm just not never happy. You know, that's really all it is. No, you're not on my live dating, so it's not good morning. That's true. That's true. That's very true, Sean. That's very true. Yes, Joyce, I am with you. I am much bigger on winter than I am on summer. Don't get me wrong, I don't like the bitter cold because the bitter cold hurts. I'm actually more of a fall person. The fall is kind of my favorite time of the year. The 70s during the day and the 50s and 40s at night. Even down to the 30s at night is okay for me. But yeah, I'm definitely more of a fall girl myself. I hate the summer. I shouldn't say that. I shouldn't say I hate it because I really don't hate it. I just hate it when it's this hot for this long. And you know, this heat this time of the year is normal for where I'm at. I'm in northern Illinois. So right now, the temperatures and the heat and the humidity that we're getting right now, this is a normal time of the year for it. But this started in May. Like, we weren't supposed to get this in May. You know, we're supposed to have May, June, and July before it got to us. So I'm over it. I'm ready for it to be done. The only good news is that I have an indoor hobby that keeps me indoors from the AC, and thank goodness our AC has not given out on us. We do have a fairly new unit. It was just installed a couple of years ago, so thank goodness for that. But yeah, I'm grateful for that. Better than the 100+ degrees. Well, I mean, you know, Joyce, it's like they say, you know, you can keep putting more and more clothes on, but there's only so many you can take off before they have to start calling HR. That's really what happens. So, all right, I have a spot on my glasses, so I'm going to take care of that first, and then we're going to get started. Yum, yum, yum. It's refreshing. Oh, jeez. All right, let me grab my lens wipe for my glasses. I meant to do this before the camera turned on, and I kind of got sidetracked and forgot. And then, like, I can see. Can you guys? Anybody that wears glasses, you know this yourself. Like, you can see the spot on the glasses. Like, it's making you crazy. So yeah, that's where I'm at. So I'm just gonna clean it up real quick. Just gonna clean them off real quick, and then that way the spot won't make me crazy. Hi Agnes, good evening. Welcome back to the channel. Thanks so much for joining us. Just don't mind me. I've got spots on my glasses. I'm just gonna clean them off real quick. Then we're gonna get started here. My iron is nice and hot. I was actually started. Good evening, Lucas. Welcome back to the channel. Quick funny story for you. I get to embarrass Lucas for a minute. He was supposed to come over yesterday, which he did. He totally came by. We got to see him. It was great to see him. Now that they've moved away, I don't get to see him as often, and so I got to see him. He was supposed to come by yesterday afternoon so that we could cut the fabric for his binding for our Wild West clue. Well, guess what he forgot? He forgot the fabric at home to cut the binding. So now he's going to have to cut it by himself at home. But this actually gives him an opportunity to decide which fabric he wants to use, and it'll give him an opportunity to purchase the supplies that he's going to need to make his next quilt. So, so there's always a bit of a light at the end of every tunnel. There's always a silver lining. So he's gonna be buying those, and I'm gonna help him. I'm gonna have a Zoom call with him on how to cut the fabric and things like that. So yeah, so that was pretty funny. He came by and we were talking. I'm like, all right, where's your fabric? I mean, like the look on his face, like I'm like, I figured you were gonna forget, and I meant to text you to remind you, and yeah. So anyway, good evening, Lucas. Thanks. So yeah, a little oopsies on your side. Yep, that's exactly right. Yep. So good evening, welcome back. I hope you had a good day at work today. Tony is moving right along. She's getting ready for setting up her classroom. She sent me a video last week of what it looks like. It's coming right along. It's looking great. We just got these ones here to iron up real quick, and then we're going to start sewing up the other side. Oh. Alright, so how is everybody else's day so far? And I mean, I know we were just together yesterday, so I'm sure not a whole lot, or I hope a whole lot hasn't changed since then. But how was everybody's day? If you went to work today, how was your day at work? My day at work was a very busy day. My coworker was working remotely from home today, which was totally fine. She's allowed to do that every once in a while. But that just meant that there was a couple of things in the office that I don't normally do that I needed to take care of, and that also meant like going to meetings and things like that. I had to make sure there was somebody else there to do some things, and so that was a little extra. But otherwise, it went okay. We're reaching the end of the month, which is always a stressful time for us. We do a very big billing. We don't do all of our billing, but we do a big billing of our subscriptions at the end of every month, or at the beginning of every month. So a lot of customers are renewing their contracts and setting up new contracts and things, trying to get them in before the end of the month. So things get a little stressful, but we work through it. Sean says, I'm sleepy. I was up late last night on a live and then training someone at work today. Never a dull moment here. Well, Sean, if you get really quiet, we'll know what happened. And we'll just send somebody over to buzz you to wake you back up. Welcome to the channel. I apologize. I am not going to be able to pronounce that name because I am terrible with phonics. But welcome to the channel. Thanks so much for subscribing. I do apologize that you're going to have to wait 2 hours before you can join the chat, but that is to help us keep those silly trolls out. I hope you understand that. But welcome to the channel. If nothing, at least you get to hang out with us and enjoy watching for a little while, so welcome. Lucas said, I had a slow day at work. Usually Mondays fly by, and today was a drag. Well, Lucas, in your line of work, having a slow day is a good thing, as far as I'm concerned, because, Zach, that's a good way to say it. Yeah, thanks for that, Sandra. I didn't even think to shorten it. I always get worried about shortening people's names because some people get really offended by it. I personally am not offended when you shorten my name. It's totally fine. But, yeah, Lucas, in your line of work, I would think that a slow day is probably a good thing, because that means that everybody's safe and there's no crime to investigate. So for those of you who don't know, Lucas is a crime scene investigator. Smart man, smart kid. I guess he's not a kid anymore, but he'll always be a kid in my eyes, so you'll just have to deal with it. Sorry, buddy. As much as I know you're not a kid anymore, you're still a kid in my head. I'm sorry. Joyce says, me either. I've been called everything in the book. I guess I'm used to it. You know what, Joyce? I agree with you. Like, I say, call me whatever you want, just don't call me late for dinner. That's what I say that all the time. I'll answer just about anything. It's fine. Alright, so that was the last one. So let's go ahead and get going with sewing these up. So I'm going to switch gears. I'm going to switch over here. The Illinois Gil Garrison. Oh, Gil Grimson. Yeah. There you go. Yeah, basically, yeah. Yeah, he is. Yes, he is. Reports in previous cases. Oh, Susan, I hate it when I wake up in the morning with a headache. I've done that a couple times the last couple of weeks with all of my allergy stuff. I've waken up with a headache, and it just completely ruins your day. Like, it immediately puts you in a bad mood, and it takes you all day to figure out how to get out of that bed. So I totally feel for you. I completely understand what that's like. It's awful. Alright, so I'm going to switch over here. So I'm going to be watching chat on my phone, so I'm not going to be able to make eye contact with you guys because somebody's still in here, but I just want you to know that I'm still here. I'm still watching chat. I'm still listening. We're still hanging out. Brat46, hello, good evening. Welcome back to the channel. Thanks so much for being here this evening. I forgot to turn the light on. Sylvia, you as well. Hello, I see you. Welcome back. Thanks so much for being here. Alright, so we're going to put these on here. Gotta angle them the right way. So I'm going to flip them all around, upside down. There we go. Zach, when you come back, because we'll probably... Oh, what is happening? There we go. Zach, the next time we have a live stream, make sure you come back so Lucas can hook you up with some thimbles. Unfortunately, because you do have to wait that 2-hour time frame, you're not going to be able to participate in any of the games that we play in chat. We'll be able to play those the next time we come back. Again, I apologize for that, but it helps us keep the trolls out, because, man, we get whacked by trolls, man. Some of them are relentless. But he'll make sure to hook you up with some thimbles next time you come back. And you can participate in our thimble games. Thank you to those of you who emailed me yesterday about the corner pieces. I have gotten your messages. There were 3 people that responded to that. So I did get those messages, and I will get those out in the mail to you. I'm hoping to get them out this week, but we'll have to wait and kind of see how things go with my schedule. I do have another class on Sunday this week, so there's that. But I missed something there for a second. Oh, I am so excited to get started on some of these projects here sitting behind me on the ironing board back there. I'm so excited to. Some of them are projects that we worked on before. We're just going to be finishing up. We're going to be putting bindings and borders and stuff on them. So I'm really excited about those. And then I've got some brand new projects that are mixed in there. It's going to be exciting. And then also, we are going to be starting on one of the Black of the Month programs that I signed up for because, you know, I signed up for way too many. One of the Black of the Months that I signed up for from Shabby Fabrics is called Spools of the Month. And I've already received 2 of our month blocks already, but we're going to hold on to one until it comes back around because it's for July. So we'll wait until next year to put that one together. But we're going to put August together on a Wednesday stream in August. So I'm excited about that. Looks so darn cute. Hi, Chloe. I got a puppy. Puppy. Hi, baby girl. Ivy says hello. My puppy says hello. I turned the puppy cam off because I've got a chair sitting right here holding some fabric pieces, and it seems to be blocking the camera, so that's why I turned the puppy cam off today, because I didn't think you guys really wanted to look at the chair. But I'm going to try and make that more of a permanent staple on the channel, because everybody really seems to enjoy it. So I might make that a little bit more of a permanent thing on the channel. I had no idea yesterday that it was on. Like, I completely spaced and forgot to turn it off the last time it was on, and so everybody was saying hi to the puppies. I'm like, how do you know they're in the room? And it turns out it's because I had the puppy cam on and didn't even know it. So yeah, so that was kind of funny. That was funny. All right. I'm really just kind of taking my time tonight, like, I wouldn't say I'm unmotivated because I'm not unmotivated, and I'm not like in a block or a funk or anything like that. I'm just kind of taking my time. Like I'm not really in any hurry, not really in any rush. You know, I get to it when I get to it. But yeah, I'm super excited to start on some of these projects or to revisit some of these projects because I'm really excited about the fabrics that we picked out for the borders and backing and binding and things like that. And then I've got one project that I bought last year. Actually, I bought it over the winter. I think I bought it like Thanksgiving maybe. Um, and I'm really excited to start on that one. It's leaves. It's really pretty. We've had it kind of on our list of things to work on this year. We just haven't started it yet. So we're going to get to that here soon because we're going to be finishing up some of these projects here soon. Some of these projects are starting to. I'm fairly certain that our next episode of our squared up project is going to be it. It's going to finish it. I'm pretty sure that one will be done, and then we'll replace it with something new. I should put a vote up there to see which one of these border projects we should work on first. Because I honestly, I'm just so excited for all of them. I can't decide which one I want to work on first. I might have to let you guys decide, because I just don't know. All right, so we're about halfway done now. We're gonna sew up these other corners here, trim them up, and then iron them open, and then we can sew the blocks all together. I'm really enjoying this project. There was a little bit of a snafu about midway through the project. The company that we were going through for this particular project was going through a little bit of a restructure, reformat, something, and they were having some troubles with their website, and so we kind of got a second clue. We got clue number 5 twice, and then also, there was a delay in getting our clue 6 and things like that, but they seem to have gotten that through all of that. That seems to have worked itself out. I think they could have been a little bit more forthcoming with some communication, maybe. But, it did work itself out in the end. In fact, I just got notice yesterday, I think, that Clue 7 is on its way. So we'll have that one here soon. And it looks like this one's going to be perfect timing, because it looks like we're going to finish this one in just about the amount of time, just about the same time that our new ones show up. For those of you who may remember, I was telling you guys, and if you were following me on Facebook, then you would have remembered that we've signed up for 2 different Block of the Month programs from 2 different companies. I'm not sponsored by any of them. I have no affiliation with either one of them. I just decided I really like the project. Hi, Nancy. Welcome back to the channel. I just really like the projects and decided to sign up for them. One of them is from Honeybee Fabrics. That one is called Blackberry Bramble. That one looks like it's going to be absolutely gorgeous. Can't wait to put that one together. And then there's another one coming called something Twist. Can't remember. Something Twist. And that one's going to be more of like a greens and teals type of color project. I'm excited for that one as well. I really like the design on both of these, and so I'm kind of excited to check those out. Those both start in September. I'm excited for that. And then, of course, we'll still have our Spools of the Month project from Shabby Fabrics. That one is from Shabby. So I'm just, I'm kind of testing out a bunch of different Black of the Month programs. Try something new, try something different. Don't get me wrong, I absolutely love Cotton Cuts. They're an amazing company. I strongly encourage, especially those of you that are um, new to quilting and new to sewing. I strongly encourage you to check them out. They're one of the easiest patterns that I've tried to work with before. I really love them. But I just decided to kind of branch out a little bit, try something different, try something new. I'm in a position financially, you know, guys know that I got a new position this year in my office. So that came with a little bit of a pay raise, and so I decided to spend that little bit of extra money on myself, buying some new projects. So I know that that's not something that everyone is able to do. I completely understand that. Um, but I hope that you guys at least get to enjoy living vicariously through me and getting to watch me put these together, and getting to enjoy it that way. And of course, if you're a member of the channel, then you'll be able to enjoy some of the scrap fabrics from those projects as well. I still can't believe how much scrap fabric I'm getting from this Norfolk quilt. Just unbelievable the amount of scrap fabric. Almost done. Why do I have so many extra blocks? Did I not count them all? I must have cut too many. I have like way more. Like I have this whole stack of blocks here, and I only have like 5 or 6 more to do. So I must have just cut way too many. Obviously, I can't count. How was everyone's Sunday evening? Did you have a good time? Do anything fun or exciting, or just trying to stay out of the heat? It's supposed to be rain. It's supposed to rain again. Hi, Dawn. Good evening. Welcome back. It's supposed to rain again this evening. It's been raining in the evenings the last few nights. Nothing too crazy. Last week was just nasty, torrential downpours, but the other days hasn't been too bad. All right, last one. Yeah, I obviously cut way too many pieces because I do not need this whole stack of pieces. So I obviously did something wrong. I got a little cutty happy or something. Who knows? All right. Okay, let's go ahead and snap these apart, and then we'll slice them and dice them. Go. Stupid human. I love that. Yes, it is. Stupid human for sure. Mr. Wizard was gonna do some work in his studio. You guys know he's got his own studio in the garage, and he was gonna do some work out there this evening while I was on my live stream. And he said, "No, it's too hot out there." Like he's purchased a bunch of fans, and he's even got a little bit of a cooling unit out there to help keep things a little bit cooler. But you know, at some point it's just basically blowing around hot air. Plus, he works in a warehouse that doesn't have any air conditioning. So, you know, when he's in this hot humidity, coming home and sitting in the air conditioning really helps him out. So, really just feels better for him. So, we just kind of let him do his own thing. I can't imagine what that must be like. Me, on the other hand, I work in an office where they keep it like a meat locker. It's so cold in my office. It's like a meat locker in there. I need to find a better place to store this because it keeps falling. So I think we're gonna find a better place to store this. Okay. I told you guys I finally found my little 1-inch ruler, which is perfect for these trimming things like this. Trimming projects. You guys probably can't see me trimming anything, can you? Let's move this out of the way. So that way you can actually see me, what I'm doing. Nancy reminding everybody to give a thumbs up. Nancy, thank you very much for that reminder. If you guys could do that, that would be great. I really appreciate it. And if you're watching this as a replay, please make sure to leave a comment down below. Let me know who you are and that you're here, so I can say hello. Alright, so now we're going to trim these off. I'm just going to do the 1/4 inch. Now, I don't necessarily have to use my rotary cutter. I could use a pair of scissors. But I like to use my rotary cutter. I enjoy it. It's therapeutic for me, so I'm going to use my rotary cutter. It's so hot here. I have a big shot fan blowing on me at night, sleeping with no sheet and no blanket. Yeah, oh, I bet, yeah. Yeah, I usually have the ceiling fan going. I like to have the ceiling fan going, and then obviously we have our AC on too, so that helps keep it cooler. But I do prefer it to be a little bit cooler at night than during the day, so I can snuggle underneath my covers. Swamp coolers at work. It was bad last night. Tonight will be worse. 46. What's a swamp cooler? I'm sure I know what it is, and like my brain is just having a hard time wrapping around it. Mr. Wizard bought a air cooling unit. I wouldn't call it an air conditioning unit, but it's an air cooling unit. Basically, what it does is it blows, like runs cold water through this system, and then blows air out. But he said that it still gives off quite a bit of humidity when it does that. So I'm wondering if that's kind of the same thing or if it's different. I know this sounds crazy, but I can keep one leg out from under the sheet and it keeps me cooler. Oh, no, 100%, Joyce. Like, usually when I'm sleeping at night, I will sleep with, like, the covers, like, around my middle. Like, I don't want them up here at my shoulders or up near my head, and I don't want them covering my feet. So, like, my legs are out. That's usually how I sleep, too. I think it's just a woman thing. Swamp cooler works if humidity is really low. Oh, okay, interesting. Thank you for that. Oh, it adds humidity. I wonder if that's the same thing that Mr. Wizard's got, because yeah, he's got something, and he says it just adds more humidity to the air, so it hasn't really been working for him. Mama Joyce was working on a project this evening. She sent me a text message. She's working on another panel quilt. I'm not sure how much she wants me to tell you guys about it yet, but she's working on another panel quilt. She's cutting fabric this evening. She's texting me on my way home. It's an air evaporator cooler put on a frozen bottle of water in front of the fan to get an idea. Ah, gotcha. Yeah, I think that's basically what Mr. Wizard's got. Yeah. It's very similar. It's got this like reservoir in the bottom that you fill with water, and you put some ice packs in it, and it just kind of runs the cool air through the cold water through it, pumps the cold water through it, and blows the fan through that cool water. So, hi, Katie. Good evening. Good evening. Welcome back to the channel. Thanks so much for being here. Sylvia, are you being facetious or are you being serious that you're in the Mojave Desert? Are you in the Mojave Desert literally or as a figure of speech because it's so dang hot? Oh, us in the desert. Oh, yeah, I guess you were being serious because you said us in the desert needs the humidity. I can understand that, yeah. Literally, yeah, okay, fair enough. Yeah, I know you travel a lot. Susan says, the 1970s and 80s mobile home had swamp coolers here. As soon as we got ours installed back in the summer of 79, got pregnant. So what you're saying is you spent too much time indoors. That's what you're trying to say. It's funny. Too funny. Ooh, everybody's getting on that heist game. I see some hearts. I see you. I'm not sure who you are, but I see you. Okay. We are just about done with trimming, and then we gotta iron again. So they go together pretty quickly because it's basically the same thing over and over again. This was the stitch and flip method. So basically, you use small squares, a rectangle and two small squares. Sew them up that way. I mean, there's like a million different ways to make flying geese. I remember when I was pregnant with number two, we had over 100 days, over 100. I was due at the beginning of September, glad to deliver early in August. Hot, hot, hot. John, that was the same thing for Sherlock Cheryl when she was pregnant with her son. He was born the first week in September, and same thing. We had record high heats. Crazy. Hi, Judy. Good evening. Yeah, same thing. I see you with the hearts. I see you. I don't know who you are, but I see you. And I appreciate you, and I love you just the same. I was told you can't use a swamp cooler if you have humidity. Well, that makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense. Which would make sense as to why Mr. Wizard's having such a hard time with it. He said the fan works better than without the cold air because he said it just adds more humidity to the garage. So that could be it. Normally, yeah, Sylvia said normally I'm in Alaska. I bet you're missing Alaska right by now. You could send some of that cool air down here. Would you mind? Send some of that down here, would you? Santa Cruz says, it was hot when I lived in Illinois. Yes, it is. It hasn't gotten any cooler. I'm telling you. Unless it's the middle of winter, then it gets really cold. But yeah, it's warm. That's for sure. I remember I was going through a heat wave when I was a kid. We were playing outside and we had to play in the garage because it was cooler in the garage. My dad had air conditioner in the garage. He used to do a lot of work out there, so he had one of those window units in the garage. And so we would play outside, but in the garage because it was cooler in there. We didn't have any air conditioning in our house growing up. We did have a couple of, like, we had a window unit in my parents' bedroom and then in the living room, but we didn't have, like, central air, like, through the whole house. So my dad had put one of the small AC units in the window in the garage when he was working out there. So we would play out in the garage. I remember the one year it was so hot that all four of us, me, my dad, my mom, my sister, we slept. We had like a sleepover downstairs in the living room because that was the coolest place in the house because, you know, the bedrooms are all upstairs and heat rises and stuff. And so we all had a slumber party in the living room because that's where the AC unit was and that's where it was the coolest. Hi, Katie. Good evening. Welcome back to the channel. Thanks so much for being here. So good to see you. I remember that when I was a kid. I couldn't tell you how old I was. I was little, I know that, but not like little. Probably like 7 or 8, maybe 10. I remember that. Well, maybe I was younger than that. Maybe I was 6 or 7. Alright, so these triangles are going to go in the Ziploc with all the other triangles, and then they will be evenly distributed into some envelopes and sent off to some subscribers that emailed me yesterday for them. So I will get those off to you probably in the next couple of days. I can't guarantee that I will get them out this week, but I'm going to try. I will try to get them out this week. Alright, so let's grab this. It's just easier. There we go. That's much easier. Gotta love that. Alright. Just heard somebody screaming outside. I'm assuming it was a little kid. There we go. Alright, so now we need to iron these up again. I want you to put those in the Ziploc. This is also, look at how much scrap. Like, this is probably 5 pounds of scrap. Like, I am just, it's unreal the amount of scrap fabric that's in here. Just unreal. Uh-oh, Teresa. I'm sorry. I don't know what Streamlabs did there. 300 seconds. My goodness. Lucas, why does it keep doing that? Oh, from using caps. That's dumb. I'm sorry. I don't know why I did that. I thought we turned that caps lock thing off. Sorry about that, Teresa. We love you. We're sorry. Streamlabs is stupid. It does help. I mean, I haven't gotten rid of it because it does help quite a bit with getting the trolls out, for sure. But every once in a while somebody gets caught in its web. So, sorry about that. She's just reminding everybody to give a thumbs up, and I appreciate her helping out with that. Thank you, Lucas. He's like, yeah, I don't know how the timeout got to be that long. The only thing I can come up with is that, like, there's updates. You know, Streamlabs does updates every once in a while, and they change it. I don't know. Who knows? The caps is okay. We don't really have any spammers in our channel, so I'm not worried about the caps lock. Move that over there. Alright. Sorry about that, Teresa. We still love you. Just wait it out. Sorry. 300 seconds. How many minutes is that? That's a lot of minutes. Like, that's a lot of minutes. Seems a little obnoxious. Silly Streamlabs, you're just trying to do a nice thing and it punishes you. Anyway. Alright, so we are working on our Norfolk quilt. We are making a whole mess of flying geese, and then we're going to sew those up into pieces. Strips, I guess we call it. I'm not sure what you would call it, but I'm going to sew them up in just a minute, but first we got to iron them out. Everybody's getting their gamble on tonight. My goodness, we got a bunch of gamblers in the house. Every time I look up, all I see is Streamlabs. It's totally fine. I'm glad that you guys still have a good time with that. Otherwise, I probably, I'm glad that it works out well and that everybody has a good time with it, and that you're able to win some prizes with it too. 5 minutes. Okay, Susan. Thank you for that. I'm sorry, Teresa. Stupid Streamlabs. Teresa says, "Heck, I'm on a losing streak." Well, don't worry about it. If you lose them all, we'll give you more. There's plenty to go around. Don't you worry. Plenty to go around. I was so bummed. I was on vacation, so I missed Katie's 12-hour live stream. That sounded like it was going to be a lot of fun. I meant to ask her how it went, and I completely forgot. So, Katie, if you're in chat still, how did your 12-hour live stream go? Sorry that I missed it. I was out of town, and I probably could have joined like on my phone for like a few minutes, but that would have been weird because my mom and my aunt were there with me, so it's kind of weird. I'll never get the car losing like this. I still haven't added that to the prices. I keep forgetting. 1 million. 900 thimbles. My goodness. Good thing they're free, right? Hi, Patricia. Welcome. Welcome back. Went really well. Oh, good. I'm glad to see that. I'm glad to hear that. I'm sorry I missed it again. I missed the last one too. I think I was sick. I think I was really sick that week or whatever, and I know I missed the last one, and I missed this one. I'm thinking about doing one myself one of these days. I'll probably take a day off of work and do it during the week. That could be fun. I've done a 6-hour one before, and the 6 hour was a marathon for sure. Like it was long. But I'd like to do a 12-hour once. With Mama Joyce for 12. Oh, on the live stream. Oh my God. Well, that's part of it. Is like, when you're on somebody else's stream, like Mama Joyce is, when you guys know her, you've met her. Like she's a little unfiltered sometimes, and so sometimes having her on somebody else's stream, can be a little questionable. So on my stream it's okay because I can filter her, but having her on somebody else's stream could be a little much. You'll be there when I do. Well, I appreciate that, Katie. I appreciate that. With Mama Joyce, it would have been entertaining for sure. Maybe then I would have gotten more subscribers. No, I'm just kidding. I'm totally kidding. I really don't worry about subscribers. Hey, did you guys hear Terry got 1,000 subscribers? Like, I'm just so happy for her. So, so happy for her. So excited for her. But yeah, she got 1,000 subscribers, which is just awesome. So awesome for her. So make sure you guys go over and give her a shout out, say hello to her, congratulate her on getting 1,000 subscribers. That's really exciting. It's definitely a milestone for sure. We're almost at 750, which is really exciting. Like, never in my wildest dreams would I have imagined having 750 subscribers. Like, I couldn't even imagine 50. Like, when I got 50 subscribers, I was like, oh my god, I don't even know 50 people. You know, like 750 just blows my mind. Like, I don't, you know, just completely blows my mind. So I am pressing these open. I have found, this is just my own personal thing, I have found that when I'm doing half square triangles and flying geese, when I press the seams open, they tend to lay nicer. They tend to lay a little bit flatter. They tend to just kind of, you know, meet up a little bit better. So that's kind of something that I've learned recently. And I know it's a little bit of extra work, you know, opening a seam versus to one side or the other. But I feel like it's been worth it. Like it really seems to be laying much flatter, much more flat when I do the seams open. So that's what I'm doing here. You went way over. How much farther over did you go? Anybody got any big vacation plans? Yes, Susan, they are much easier to hand quilt through. That is true, but I don't hand quilt. So. But I know you do, and you do have a tent. Oh my gosh, you did four. So you went 2 hours over your 12-hour stream. That's awesome. That's so great. That's really neat. What the heck? That is really awesome. They only posted 11 hours and 57 minutes. Oh, you're kidding. I mean, was it like a minimum on YouTube or something? Or what happened with there? Mental vacation daily. Going on a cruise in September. That is awesome, Judy. Where are you going? Is it like a Bahama cruise, Alaska, Europe cruise? Where are you going? That sounds like fun. I am done with my vacations for the year. You know, I'll have a day here and there, a couple of days here and there. Juices after this year, I need it. Oh, I can only imagine, Judy. I can only imagine. Um, but I'm done with my vacations for this year. Yeah, cruise in September. That sounds great. I wonder if there's less people on a cruise in September than like during the summer. I'd be curious to know. Because, you know, you would think that most kids are at school, you know? You would think. If they're good parents, they would be at school. Um, St. Thomas. Oh, that was one of my favorite islands to visit when I went on my cruise. I went on a cruise. The girl's father and I, when we got married, we went on a cruise for our honeymoon, and then we also went on a family cruise the year before. And St. Thomas was my favorite island to visit. That was my favorite of all the islands we visited. That one was my favorite. And I can't even really tell you why. I think it was just the beaches and the water, to be honest. Otherwise, I mean, it was probably the same as any other island, but that one was definitely one of my favorites. How long is your cruise? Next week we'll be out of town, then going to a quilt show, taking quilts to the state fair, and fair season starts. Ah, yeah, Susan. You do a lot of the state fairs and things like that. So that's really great. I'm glad to hear that you're going to be involved in that again. So, Dawn, I'm with you. Yeah. People have asked me before, like, have I ever considered going on like a sewing, like a quilting cruise? And I have a hard time with that because I'm like, if I'm gonna pay that much money to go on a boat out to the middle of the ocean, I don't want to be sitting behind a sewing machine. Don't get me wrong, I love my sewing machine, but I just don't think that I want to be sitting behind it. I'd rather be outside enjoying the beautiful air and the beautiful sceneries and things like that. So I don't think a quilting cruise is in my future anytime soon. But yeah, I do have to agree with you. A nice chef, a week at home would be fine. Like a chef, a week at home, and just spending it in my sewing room. That sounds nice. Sounds relaxing, doesn't it? Joy says I've never been on a cruise. There's a lot of people that have never been on them, and I know a lot of people, it's not something that they would be interested in for a variety of different reasons, and there's nothing wrong with that. A cruise is a great way for you to be able to visit a lot of places really quickly. The only bad part is that because you're really not in the same place for very long, 6 to 12 hours is usually the max for where you're or the locations that you're at. You don't get to see a whole lot of that place. So it's a little bit of a rushed situation in some cases. My boat trips are on the Washington State Bridge. Well, there you go, Susan. At least you're getting on the water, right? Judy says her trip is gonna be 8 days. Oh, that's beautiful. September should be perfect. I don't think we're in hurricane season in September. Dawn, I'm with you. 100%. Yep. Babysitting adults that are helpless and hungry. I can understand that. Dawn, 100%. I work for an engineering company. That's not to say that there are not female engineers out there. We have had a few of them in our company before, but the majority of them are not women. Joy says we have a riverboat here in Montgomery, and they can go on a riverboat ride with food and entertainment. Oh, that's fun. Is that? I'm assuming that's Montgomery, Alabama, right, Joyce? Correct me if I'm wrong. Yes, babysitting is definitely one of my jobs, my job description. Adult men, for sure. We're almost done ironing, and then we can start sewing these up. That's when I'll have to check the pattern to see how to sew these up again. It does have a specific order that it wants you to sew them up in. I'm sure it doesn't really matter, but we're going to follow the pattern. On a riverboat cruise up the Mississippi, but that costs a ridiculous amount of money compared to cruising to Alaska. I've never looked into it, but I imagine that it would, yeah. I mean, I've done riverboat cruises in Chicago, because they do have them in Chicago where you go through the Chicago River. Um, I've done those before, and they are also very expensive. Hi, Terry. We were just talking about you a little while ago, congratulating you on the 1,000 subscribers. I told everybody to go over there and make sure they said congrats to you. Hope you're having a good evening. Katie, you work with cruise ships, don't you? You were talking about a cruise ship coming in. I think you run the tours for them, don't you, in Greenland? The pilot on the Walla Walla ferry was a woman on my ride across the Sound Wednesday. I stood outside for the trip. That's awesome. It's really great to see more and more women in those types of careers. I think it's fantastic. Well, you're welcome, Terry. You deserve it. I know you work really hard and you're doing a fantastic job, and thousands of subscribers is a huge accomplishment. Streamlabs reminding everybody about our channel swag: coffee cups, t-shirts, sweatshirts, tank tops, drawstring bags. I haven't looked at it in a while. I should probably update it again. I'm still working on a new logo. Still working on it. It's like whenever I get time to think about it. Things have just been so crazy busy here the last few weeks, few months really. I have not had the opportunity to think much about it. I had a couple of prototypes. No, that's not the right word. Um, rough drafts probably is better. I had a couple of them that I was considering. I wanted to have some changes made to them. They were a little bit too busy for my liking. I wanted something a little bit more simple, a little simpler than they were showing. Mm. Columbia River cruise is way too expensive for me. Oh, I bet. I've never even looked into a riverboat cruise. Like I've done one downtown Chicago, when I was younger, much younger. I think it was for a dance, prom, homecoming, something. Um, Strange, but my comments aren't being posted. Katie, I can see. I mean, I can see now, but I don't know what other comments you were making before. I'm sorry. I saw the and I see strings in my comments are being posted. I do see it. I'm not sure what else you were trying to say. Terry says I forgot you were on. I'm addicted to the American Ninja Warrior. No worries, I understand. Alright, last one. Alright, now we're gonna sort these back out by fabric type, and then that way we can try and figure out what we need to do with regards to putting them in the right order. So let's put these, just gonna flip the whole thing over here. So pretty. I'm so proud of myself. Like, I'm doing so much better at cutting, and I'm just so proud of the skill level that I've achieved this last 2 years, I want to say. My skills have come up so much better. Um, my cutting is more accurate. My sewing is more accurate. I'm really proud of myself for that. So it's okay to take a minute to be proud of yourself for your achievements and your accomplishments. That's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. I mean, don't get me wrong. Lord knows I still make mistakes, and they are not perfect by any means. But they're much better. Like my seams line up really nicely. My edges line up real nice. Makes me feel pretty proud. Pretty proud of my accomplishments. Proud of my work. Okay, so let me just mark these real quick so I don't forget them. So this one's J. This one is K. This one is D. And this one is H. Okay. Who had the strength to do what they do once upon a time? Oh, the ninjas? Yeah, for sure. Oh, Nancy, I'm really glad that you enjoyed that. Really glad. You're talking about yesterday's live stream. I'm glad you enjoyed that. Dawn, they normally are mine too. Um, but this method seems to work out really well. Hi, baby. Alright, so 12 flying geese unit is the first one. We want to do a K to a D. Oops. K to a D. I'm not 100% sure how I'm going to do this, but we're going to try. Yeah, Katie, I'm sorry. Dawn, flying geese are normally my nemesis as well. Normally I can't get them to lay right to save my life. But I have been doing much better at it lately. So, okay, so K, this one. D is this one. Let's go ahead and sew these up together first. Hi, baby. Especially since my machine does not like bulk. Hi, baby girl. Ivy is here, for those of you who are interested. J and H. She's right under my feet. Ivy, honey, you need to go away from the pedal. You got to go away from the pedal. Thank you. Thank you. Alright. What do we got? I got 1, 2, 3, 4, K and D. K and D. Ah, baby. Hi, Denise. Welcome back to the channel. Thanks so much for joining us. Did I miss anybody else? I was paying attention to the sewing machine. Didn't see. Susan says, my favorite non-ferry was the Princess Marguerite from Seattle to Victoria. A beautiful boat ride through the sun on the islands and the strait. Oh, wow. That does sound gorgeous. Hi, Katie. Katie wants to know, did I remember the puppy snacks? No. No, I did not remember the puppy snacks. No. No, still got none. But she comes in here and tries to see if I got any. No, I thought about it. I did actually think about it. I did consider it for about 30 seconds. 3, 2, 1, 2. So J and H. I don't have any snacks, baby girl. J and H. Sorry. She's pouting because I forgot the snacks, because I don't have any snacks for her. K and D. This is the part I always struggle with. Like, how's the best way to put these together so that you don't get yourself confused and end up putting them in the wrong order? Which, I guess the order really doesn't make that much difference. It really doesn't. But, you know, the perfectionist in you has to make sure that it works the correct way. She says, take a break and go get her snacks. That's funny. Take a break and go get her snacks. I mean, that's what she wants me to do. Yeah. She left for a minute though. She'll be back. She'll be back. Don't you worry. Take a break and go get her snacks. Hand stitching on my 100-acre wood blocks. Simple straight stitches, but they are really accent. They really accent the block. Well, that's awesome. I'm glad to hear that. Let's see. So K and D. K and D. So okay. So you want to go up. J and H. Just finger pressing here to push them all together. I don't think it really matters, but we'll go this way. Just keep triple checking and making sure I'm doing it right. Yum! Fish in the air fryer. That sounds amazing. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. So this should be K. Yep. And D. Yep. Just making sure I'm doing these right. Sandra, I don't know if you heard me say it yesterday, but I went ahead and I purchased some of that fray check stuff that you recommended, and it works really well on applique. I was using it on applique yesterday, and it seemed to work really, really well because the applique stitch won't really knot on my machine. It doesn't go back. It's really kind of annoying. Um, so I used the fray check, and that really seemed to help. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this should be J, which it is. This should be H, which it is. And then I also bought the Clover iron for when we get back to our memory bear project. Nope. Go this way. I have it sitting here right here. I've never used it before. I want to pull it out and kind of play around with it a little bit, get myself familiar with it. But I think that that's going to help tremendously with that project because of all the little pieces, the little small pieces that we end up having to iron. I'm hoping that kind of helps a little bit. So I wanted to thank you again for those recommendations. I really appreciate those. Susan says, glad to hear it helped Danny love the fray check. Yeah, it's not something I've ever used before. It's not something that I was familiar with. But yeah, it seemed to help really well with the applique. 2, 4, 6, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So this should be K, which it is, and that should be D, which it is. Okay, good. So I just get a little teeny tiny dab of it. Basically, I just kind of like brushing the tip along, and I didn't really even drip anything on it. And yeah, it seemed to help really well. Kept the threads down, so then that way I didn't have to try and think about how to knot them. And since I did it on the back against the webbing or the back fabric. I'm sorry, not the webbing, but against the back fabric, which really helped stabilize everything. So I want to play around with the clover iron a little bit. Looks like it's going to be a great tool in our just making sure I have the right fabrics here. In our projects, I think it's going to be great to use. And now that I have it, maybe we could think about some smaller projects too. Because I understand it works very, very well for like mini quilts. But the idea was to make more than just one memory bear, so that's why I kind of thought that having that investment was probably a good idea. My neck just like locked up on me. So I thought maybe that would be a good thing to have in my arsenal. So I'm going to be making more than one of these. Alright, so here is our very first one. I'll go ahead and iron this one up real quick. It says to make sure that we press all the seams towards the top. So that's what we're going to do. There we go. Sandra says, dang phone calls. Don't they know that you're busy? Don't they know that you have more important things to do? Terry, I agree with you. I love these fabrics as well. So here's our first piece. Ta-da! I think I did a pretty good job nailing those tips. Look at those. I'm a little off on this one here. But otherwise I did pretty good. Oh, this one looks like it's really far off. But I think that's just because it's such a light color fabric. But still, I think I did a pretty good job. Pretty good. So that's our first one. We've got 3 more to make. That's our longest one. That one was 12 pieces. The next one is only 10 pieces, and then we have 2 that are 6. They should. That's right, they should, Sandra. Dang right they should. Alright, let's see what we got going on now. Okay, so I'm going to try and... So this one's a J and an H, which is this one here. Go like this. I'm going to try and clip these so we can try and sew these up a little bit faster. So J and H, K, and D. Yes, I love the fabrics too. Absolutely. They're really pretty. They complement each other so well. J and H. K and D. And then another J and H. Well, this one I can just throw right under the sheet. So I'm hoping that by doing this, it helps me put them together a little bit better. We'll see. A little bit faster. I mean, not that we're really strapped for time. We've got plenty of time. So. Plenty of time. Is that Elvis in the background? Yes, Terry, it is Elvis in the background. That is the free poster we received from our festival. I also have hanging up over here on a ladder. It's smaller, but you guys can kind of see it. My little all access pass. It's from my the Elvis festival we went to. Behind the empty treat bowl. Oh, she's still in the room. I didn't even know she was still in the room. That one has buttons in it, just so you know. It's not empty. There's buttons. But she's still waiting for her treats. She's still in the room here waiting for her treats. We have an empty treat bowl. You guys are so funny. Oh, so funny. I'm gonna have to put a big old jar of treats in here just for them. Brett46 says, off to work. No problem, Brett46. We completely understand. Good luck to you. I hope you have a good day at work today. Thanks so much for hanging out with us, even if it was just for a little bit. We understand. Okay, yes, buttons for the bears. Yep, that's exactly what it was. Yep, buttons for the bears. Mm-hmm. Telemarketers have cursed me out when all I did was explaining that they were calling me. They're calling me at my work phone. I did not know they would drop the F-bomb on me. Jeepers. Wow, telemarketer did that? Wow, that's impressive, actually. Wow. You know, this should be the bottom, right? This should be H. Yeah, that's the bottom. Okay. Good night, Patty. Have a great evening. Sleep well. Sweet dreams. Stay cool. I mean, you're already cool, but, you know, stay cool, you know. Just a reminder, we do not have a live stream on Sunday this week because I am taking another quilting class. We will be back the Sunday afterwards. Members, we do have a members only live stream on Monday, but we will not be having a Sunday stream. 100,000 to catch up with Patty. Oh, you'll get there in no time. No time at all. Oh, Lucas is still here. Hi, Lucas. I figured you would have been off playing video games. I forget who it was I was talking to about Pokemon. I was talking to somebody about Pokemon and I mentioned you. I do not remember what it was I was talking about or why I was talking about Pokemon, but I was. Yeah, and thank goodness they are not on speakerphone. I was embarrassed, even though I was the only one who could have. I presume she lost her job. They do record. Yeah. Yeah, that would. I've had people call me at work, and I just hang up on them. Like, I don't even bother talking to them. I just hang up with them. I had one company that kept calling me over and over again, and I'm like, you know, this is like the third time you called, and they're like, no, ma'am, this is the first time we called. I'm like, no, this is the third time you called. I just hope I'm doing this right. I was like semi paying attention, but not really paying attention, which usually gets me in trouble. I think I did these in the right order. We'll double check it in a minute. Looks like the word timeouts that Streamlabs does is not able to be changed from 300 seconds. It's weird. Oh, that is weird. Car warranty. Unfortunately, at my work, they cannot seem to filter out the spam calls because we're a worldwide organization, so we get calls from all over the world. And so they're not really able to filter out spam calls, so we still get them. Usually, though, if I say hello, by the second time, if you don't say something back, I just hang up. I don't wait for clicks. I don't wait for somebody to start talking. I just hang up. Figure if you really wanted to talk to me, you'll call back. We do have caller ID at my work, and we do have things that say spam risk on them, but we still answer. All right, let me just double check and make sure I did this right. Let's see. J, okay. H, yep. D, yep. J, yep. H, yep. K, yep. D, yep. J, yep. H. Oh, cool. I did it right. Yay. Did it right. Because I get so many calls that I just answer and they don't say anything, so I don't either, and they just hang up. Yep. Yep. I'm with you. If I say hello, I wait a couple of seconds. If you don't say anything back, I just hang up. I do that on my personal cell phone too, because I still answer everything that rings. Even if I don't recognize the number, I will still answer it. You never know, could be a family member calling you. Who knows? So I'll still answer it, but if they don't say hello right away, I just hang up. Is it just me, or does anybody else hate it when like you call someone and they just pick up the phone and they immediately address you by name rather than just saying hello? Like, like I'll call, one of my coworkers and they'll just pick up the phone and say hi, you know, hi Dee, hi Danny. They won't say like, they won't do their normal, phone greeting. I don't know why that bothers me, but it does. It probably shouldn't bother me, and I think it's just because of caller ID nowadays. But it just bothers me. Like, answer the phone professionally. Tell them to go home and hang up. That's awesome. That's awesome. That's funny. All right, here's our second one. Bam. This one's only 10 pieces. There you go. Now we got two more to do, and they are 6 pieces each. And they are both different, so go figure. Alright, so K and D. J, H. Mama was proud. I bet she was. Okay. Teach them early. Teach them young. My kids used to we had a house phone when the kids were really little. They used to get such a kick out of answering the phone. They thought it was just so cool to answer the phone. Okay, keep answering it. J and H. This is the second one. We're just going to go ahead and put it together. K and D. Hey, look at that. J. Always J and then H. What? Huh. Dang toll-free callers. Amen. Judy says this is going to be an adorable quilt. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Joy says, one called me the other day and said that I was on a recorded line, and I told him, yeah, you're on a recorded line too, and he hung up on me. I should do that from now on. I bet that would be fun. That would be fun. Yeah, so are you. It was every day. Wow. Wonder if you could take the telemarketer's voice and have AI make them something that would be bad where the government won't correct them. Wow, you've had the same woman spamming you for 3 years? Wow. I had one person that was doing collections calls that got really aggressive with me, and they kept trying to, like, they were trying to contact the person who had obviously had the phone number before me, and they did not believe me that, that I was not that person because that person had a female name. And it was just like, it just got really frustrating. Like, I actually got to a point where I was like, I had to threaten to call the police and file a harassment report against them because I'm like, you don't understand. This is not their phone number. Yeah. Oh, Don, for sure. I follow this one guy, the Scammers Payback, I think his name is. I follow him on YouTube. I love watching him because he's an actual computer hacker, and he is able to hack into those scammers' computers and and mess around with them and wipe them out, and really, it's really entertaining. It's kind of nice to see somebody get some payback. So sad. We had a shooter in the city, 6 people gone, including an officer. Oh, Terry, I'm so sorry to hear that. Living as close as we do to Chicago, unfortunately, that's kind of a common thing around here. You kind of become a little bit desensitized to it, a little bit. So this one should be J and H, right? No. K and D. Okay, so this one's the top. This one's the bottom. They call about your car warranty. You ask them if they're going to give you a car. I love that. I love that. That's awesome. That's really funny. Yeah, that's usually what I do too, Dawn. I usually just lie and say I don't own a car. Or if they call and they ask to speak to the owner of the home, I say I rent. It's a rental. Which sometimes it feels that way, right? I've had them been calling me lately to try and sell my house. Are you the owner of such and such a property? And I usually answer and I go, yes, I am, and I'm not interested in selling. And they go, okay, thank you, and they hang up. Like, I have no interest in selling, thank you. I've been doing that with my car, too, because my car is a 2019. It's just about paid off, so they've been doing that with my car, too. Are you the owner of a 2019 Nissan Rogue? I say, yes, and I'm not interested in buying a new one. Right? That's what I'm saying, Terry. Shame on them. That scammer payback guy, though, he's pretty fun. He's fun to watch. He's entertaining. It's pretty neat to see him hack into these guys, you know, because he does a lot of live streams. So like he'll dial these numbers and pretend disguise his voice and then hack into their computers and get to see him on their webcams and things like that. It's pretty cool. All right, so here's number 3. We got one more to do. One more. Card, that's funny. Yeah, and I haven't gotten any of those lately. I've been getting a lot of spam text messages though. Somebody claiming to be from Blue Cross Blue Shield, which I don't have Blue Cross Blue Shield insurance, so that's interesting to me. Then I had another one. What was about the Illinois tollway? That is true. Yeah, Katie, you have to be real careful when you answer these calls. Make sure that of what you're saying. Yeah, you don't want to say yes or okay, because then you can be agreeing to things. Yep, that is true. Congrats, Joyce. 5,000 thimbles. That's awesome. Don't spend them all in one place. Or do. It's up to you. Mhm. Yeah. They are looking so pretty. They are. They truly are. The strong accent who would call me at work and say I had an outstanding warrant, but I could clear it with a payment. Oh, that's funny. The worst of it is they do this because people fall for it. That's the worst of it, is because people are not educated enough, or you know, the scare tactic, you know, they're gullible or things like, or you know, they're mentally impaired or whatever, um that they fall for this stuff, and that's why they're able to get away with it. That's the sad part about it. Especially they try to target the elderly, because the elderly usually have, they're more, well, some of them, I shouldn't say all of them, but some of them are more trusting. You know, they don't understand technology as well, so they don't understand how things might have happened. Um, you know, and it's frightening. You know, my coworker actually got scammed. She had somebody call her and tell her that they had found a fraudulent charge on her bank account, and they wanted to help her, you know, work to recover it. Right? They called her at work on her cell phone, and you know, she thought it was her bank calling, and it turned out to not be her bank. And really, the only thing that got her, the only reason that it kind of caught her by, you know, when she finally figured out that this was a scam, they wanted her. She had to sign into her bank, and they had like access to her account somehow, her screen somehow, and they wanted her to give them the 4-digit code that it texts you, and right on the text message it said, "We will never ask you for this code." And she read that off to the person on the phone, and then they started getting very belligerent with her and started like getting very verbal and abusive about it. And so that's when I just looked at her and I said, "Hang up. This is not a legitimate call. Like, you shouldn't be arguing. They shouldn't be, you know, your bank shouldn't be arguing with you." And so she ended up having to change, she ended up changing her bank accounts to make sure that they couldn't access anything, because they, you know, they had been moving funds around and things like that. So yeah, she got caught in it. She was too trusting, and thought that it was someone from her bank that was calling her. All right, here is our last one. Ta-da! Isn't that awesome? Let me put these away real quick. We've got a few minutes left to hang out. I figured we would get this done pretty quick. And if I hadn't shown you guys all that fabric yesterday, we probably would have finished it in our live stream yesterday. That's I wanted to show you guys all. I wanted to show off my fabric, so. So if you guys don't know what I'm talking about, all the pile of fabrics here behind me, this is my haul from Quilt Town when I was on vacation 2 weeks ago now, last week, 2 weeks ago. We went through it. So if you missed it, make sure you go check out the replay from that. Let me catch up here on chat. Let's see. He would notify the local authorities and said if an idiot in Indiana could find me, then the local authorities could also. They said the call I got the other day were from, we both said we were recording, had my mortgage company's name in the call ID. It was not them. Wow, that's always scary. Ridiculous scam text. It's obvious that someone who does not speak English is texting you and that you're told and posing as a social security office. Oh yeah, Dawn, I've gotten those. My mom got in trouble with those telemarketers. That's when we found out she had dementia. We had to take her bank account away from her. Yeah, that was that was a legitimate concern with my grandma because my grandma was like that. But my grandma didn't trust anyone, so that actually worked out in her favor. So she didn't trust anybody. She wouldn't even answer her house phone. Like we had to leave a message on her answering machine before she would answer her phone. She didn't want to talk to anybody. So that worked out well. So we didn't have to worry about that. But I have had to have a talk with my dad. I told him no one important will ever text you. Social Security is not staffed to call or text you. Social Security communicates only by mail. That's true. That's true. Yeah. The school resource officer got a call like that at work. She replied she didn't see it on her work computer, and by the way, work at the police station because it was work. She recorded the call. That's awesome. That's awesome. My neighbor got a call about a year ago, and they said that they were her cable company. They needed her to verify certain information because payment wasn't made. This woman is like 85 years old. Oh my gosh. The worst of it is, like I said, some of these people fall for this stuff, and it's just heartbreaking that they do. I wish that we could, get them all. They drained her savings account, but her son somehow got it straightened out. She got every dime back. We're talking $12,000 to $15,000. Wow. That is so great that she got it all back. That was so great. Naomi, hello. She says, hello. The movie The Beekeeper is about revenge on the scammers. Too bad I watched it after I was successfully scammed. Oh, Naomi, I'm so sorry to hear that. That breaks my heart. They're very good at what they do. They're very good at what they do, and it's really hard sometimes. I mean, they do make it very difficult to identify that they are a scammer versus somebody real. Sorry, Naomi, but thank you for that good movie tip. Yeah, yeah, yeah. But yeah, there's a YouTuber called Scammer Payback. I forget what his real name is, but that's what the name of his channel is. And he does a lot of it's entertaining to watch him. He does short video, recorded videos, and then he also does live streams as well. But it's if you want to see someone get some revenge on some of these scammers, you got to go watch that channel. It's really, really cool. Denise says, good night, everyone. Bedtime here. Yeah, Denise, we're getting ready to take off here as well. It's 9:15. Excuse me. My sister was scammed out of her bank account. It started as an email supposedly from Amazon, but it wasn't. Those are the ones that he tries to go after, are the ones like that where they pretend to be Amazon or some other identification type of thing. It's scary. So social engineering of the elderly. Naomi says, I got my money back, but it was a mess. Oh, Naomi, I can only imagine. I'm glad that you were able to get your money back, but I can only imagine how much of a mess it is. Mr. Wizard has gotten, he's gotten scammed a couple times. Not scammed, I shouldn't say, but someone has hacked his bank account a couple times. He's been able to get everything back, and it's been pretty quick about it, actually, surprisingly enough, but he's had it happen a few times now. Quick funny story for you. Taylor, my daughter Taylor, the one that's living at home right now, she had a fraudulent charge on her checking account for an iPass. was like $1 or something from iPass, from Illinois iPass. And so she's, so she called the bank and she said, I don't recognize this charge. I haven't driven anywhere. So I know that this isn't me. And they said, okay, no problem. And so they took care of it for her. They refunded her the money and they flagged her account. She got a new debit card and everything else. And then while she was working through that, trying to figure that out, her sister, Tony, got an email from iPass letting Tony know that the card information that was on her account had been flagged as fraudulent and that she needed to change her card information. So what had happened is Taylor had borrowed Tony's iPass for something and had attached her account to her, her debit card to it so she could pay the fees. And Tony never switched it back. So then Tony went through an iPass and charged Taylor's card for it. So it turned out to not be anything fraudulent. It was just, you know, they couldn't keep track of their own accounts. So that was kind of funny. But Taylor had to go through the process of getting a new debit card and everything else. And I mean, she wasn't real happy about it, but it was funny. It was pretty funny. So, yeah, it was funny. I mean, luckily it turned out to be nothing, and it was $1.99 or something, so it was something silly. But the girls were very good about recognizing when something doesn't look right and taking action. But yeah, it was really funny when we figured out what actually happened. It was really funny. Got a call from a very small town number 5 years ago saying that my social security was in trouble. I knew there was no social security office there and hung up. Yeah, I agree with you. Yeah. hmm Lucas says Taylor's card was still linked to my license plate, so it had two cards connected to it. So it could choose one of the ones for payment. Oh, that's from Tony. Okay, gotcha. Tony got a hold of Lucas's Lucas's account, so she was explaining. Yeah, it was pretty funny though. It was pretty funny. Yeah. Taylor didn't think it was funny because it was an inconvenience for her. Well, we thought it was hysterical by the time we figured out what it was. So funny. And hi, Tony. I can't wait to see more pictures of your classroom. And if you're kind enough and you're willing, I'm sure that our community would love to see pictures too. So you could post them on our Facebook page. I'm sure they'd love to see them too. No, she did not. She did not find it funny. No, she did not. She was not a happy person about it at all. No, no. Lucas says hi. Oh no, that's Tony that says hi. You guys you're messing with my head now, okay? Yes, Susan, that is a great tip for anyone. If you are going to be traveling out of state, it is always a good idea to call your bank and let them know what states you're traveling through and when you're traveling through them. So then that way they know, not only so that you don't end up with any issues when you're trying to use your own account, because that can be kind of frustrating sometimes, but also so that they can keep an eye on it and they know when you are or are not part of the account. Tony just recently had an issue where she had to get a new card because they flagged her account for some fraudulent activity. Check your messages on your phone. That's the video I took today. Let's see. I bet I can probably try to show this on the computer somehow. Very cool, Tony. I'm going to try and see if I can share. Is it okay if I share this with the community? Oh, look, you got the desks all set up. Oh, look at the lights. Are you going to put up like a little, like a selfie thing in the corner or something? Very cool. Very cool. Thanks for sending that to me. Very cool. I love the wall on the door. That's really neat. So does that mean you're all done then, Tom? Uh, yes. Yes, I can share it, or yes, you're done. I would like to share it if you don't mind. I don't. to mess with it here on the computer to see if I can figure out how to share it on the computer. It would be really tiny. Um, but I can share it in our community if you're okay with it. But anyway, friends, I think that is going to be it for tonight. I figured we were going to finish, but you never know. Watching a show called Survival Mode about a train crashing in the area not current. That's scary. I'm not allowed to watch shows like that anymore. Mr. Wizard won't let me watch them because I get all ultra paranoid. I was able to put the desks out because they put my ceiling tiles back today, and I have more lights coming tomorrow to finish that wall. And yes, you can share it. Oh, great! Thank you, Tony. So awesome! I will share this video. Tony sent me a video of her classroom. She's a third grade teacher this year. First year's teaching her own classroom. She's taught taught before for first grade and sixth grade, but now she actually has her own classroom. She's going to be a third grade teacher. She starts just a couple of days. School starts for her, so it's going to be really exciting. So she set up her first classroom. So I will share a quick video of that on our Facebook page here when we're done. Finish your adult beverage. Well, we can take care of that problem, Joyce. We can very quickly take care of that problem. Susan says, I had to get a new card last spring. The wait was hard. Had to go to the bank to withdraw so I could fill my car for the long drives into the shop hop. I'm going to watch when I get here tonight. Oh, okay. Next Wednesday is your first day of class. Oh, how exciting. Yes. Yeah, Joyce says I would probably enjoy teaching children, but forget teenagers. Yeah, no, I couldn't do teenagers. No. Mm-mm. Nope, not me. No, I would have preferred a third grade class myself. Second or third grade is where I was wanting to go myself. But anyway, friends, that is it for today. We have finished the pieces that we wanted to finish up. Thank you again to those of you who emailed me yesterday, which I had asked you to do. You will be getting those triangles hopefully soon. I'm hoping this week. We'll have to wait and see how things go. So keep an eye on your mail. I'll try and get those off to you in a couple of days. So, but anyway, thanks again, guys, so much for hanging out with me. Love the chat we have. I know it's a smaller group on a Monday, but that's okay. That's fine. I don't mind a smaller group. I have a great time. Reminder one more time. I'm going to tell you one more time. No live stream on Sunday of this week, but we will have a members only live stream on Monday of next week. So I can't wait to talk to our members again. Catch up on our project that we're working on. We're just about finished up with that one as well. Yes, Joyce, I have to agree with you. Excuse me, I'm sorry. But anyway, thanks again, guys, for hanging out with me. You guys have a great rest of your night, great rest of your week. I don't have any other live streams this week. And next week, the only one I'm going to have is the Monday stream with our members until the next Sunday after that. So you guys have a great couple of weeks, and I will see you again real soon. Feel free to email me if you missed me. Don't forget our Facebook page and our Instagram so that you guys can post pictures of what you guys are working on. I will post this video from Tony on our Facebook page, so if you do follow us on Facebook, make sure you check that out. To see what her new classroom looks like. It's really exciting. I'm so excited for her. I'm living vicariously through her. But anyway, all right, friends. Thanks again. Where's my nose? And I'm glad because now my allergies are starting to kick in. My eyes are starting to burn. All right. All right, guys. Have a great one. I will see you again really soon. Bye for now.